Okay.
Is it?
Are we live?
I haven't got anyone
Live
on
video
this side.
ended?
Yours
No,
is.
I do.
Yep.
Share. Okay.
Oh, look. Anime
There
television
it's
live.
live.
They are?
Okay, so it's official. Hello, everybody. We're here. We're back.
Yay!
We're live.
Hello.
Let's go there.
How do you see it on here?
There,
Yeah.
exactly, right there.
Yeah, but we're gonna look at you guys. Hi,
But it's looking at the ceiling is what I'm seeing. I mean, actually, is there a whole?
Oh.
No. I'm seeing us.
You seeing you?
Oh, you said that window.
You might have been on my live.
Let's get rid of that.
I'm very.
Oh, there we go. I was terrified for a second there. Okay, hello everybody. How you doing? We are here with a very, very special guest, Mr.
Where?
Brian Drummond.
Hello. Happy to be here with my pals.
Thank you for
Very
being
excited.
Thank you for joining us
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
It's been long awaited. Long awaited.
I've known these people for years. It's been some time.
It's been 30 years.
Yeah, it's been a while, but exciting to be here.
And
that's it. Goodbye.
yeah. And
My parking's
scene.
up.
Yeah.
And today is kind of a tribute also along with the very sad passing of Akira Toriyama.
Yeah.
And, well, we got a lot of folks that are all involved with a lot of his work. So
Yeah, hot.
lots to chat about today.
Yeah, a lot of our friends out there are huge Toriyama fans, and they know his other work too, which I don't know so well. Right? What was the first show he did before Dragon Ball? Was it Mr. something?
Anyone? Dr. Slump.
Dr.
Yeah.
Slump, yes, Mr.
It was a big hit with him, and I think
Yeah.
most people, for his origins and roots, are familiar with that show. So,
Cybertron. Huh.
what's that? Are we getting feedback there? Hello.
Oh, the over 9,000 hat.
I know
It
everyone's
is-
making
that is
comments
a
of it. They
gem.
love it.
I actually was like, I Googled the over 9,000 hat.
Did you?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's it was given to me at Kamea Con in Dallas. The very first one in 2018. I
Right.
think it was in 2018.
Excellent.
And I saw someone, a fan, walk by
Yeah.
wearing one. I was like, that's amazing. I love your hat. I just kind of did one of those as he went by and waved. And then the very next day, he was like, dude, he went to a GameStop or something.
Oh, nice.
And they said, I got you one. And I have not seen one
Wow.
since.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
very hard to come by. So
It's amazing
like,
how that happens
surprise.
at cons, though, right?
I know,
You
I
just
know.
mention something, and you know, well, there you are, sir.
And I was just being, I did not expect someone to go travel and buy it for me. But
Nice
Such
score.
a great
I
hat.
tell you, I've got the most wear out of this, and it's amazing.
Mileage. I love
Yeah.
it.
I mean,
Mileage.
should we? It's always going to be the elephant in the room. Should we talk about 9,000? I mean,
What is it? What does that mean? What is it? What are you talking? Oh, the line. Yeah. I don't know why Karl made me do it that way. It's his fault that it sounded so ridiculous.
I'm surprised you have a voice left. Personally,
I don't-
I've been at conventions and heard what you can do.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's a strange thing. It's a question that comes up, and I end up doing it at conventions often. But as we know, dubbing it's a wild and crazy sport we're part of. You got to match the lip flaps.
Yeah.
And his lip flaps were just a little odd there. I think as an actor, if I would have read the line and just saw it in the script, I might have said, "Oh, okay, he sees Goku appear. I have a scouter on. Nappa asked me, what does the scouter say about his power level?" And I'm confused a little bit because it's higher than I think it should be. Not that 9,000 is very much at all. It's particularly weak compared to what my power was at that time. I would have been like, it's over 9,000. It's kind of confusing, but his mouth stays open. Like
Yeah.
a lot at the end.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I still believe what happened at the time, and my memory could be sketchy, that Karl would have been that's great, Brian, but he's got to hold that last thing. It's over 9,000. Actually, it's a little longer than that. I don't know why he's still holding it open. I'm like, this is sounding ridiculous. It's over 9,000, and it was still even longer than that. So finally, we probably got the one, moved on. I forgot about it for 10 years
And then-
until a YouTuber put together a crazy meme with it, and someone told me about it. They said, yeah, you've heard about the over 9,000 thing. This is early 2000s. I'm like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, you said it as Vegeta in Dragon Ball Z. You know, people are saying it in colleges now when they see a hot girl. They're like, whoa, man, she's over 9,000. I'm like, what? What are you saying? And I'm like, you said it. And I had to look it up. I'm like, oh, my God. This ridiculous lie that I said has a life of its own. And now I've been at conventions, and that first one in Kamehakon 2018, I was there with Ryo Horikawa was there at the same time. The original voice and the current voice of Vegeta in Japan was there as well, and he has like an over 9,000 shirt on. Like it was like English over 9,000. I'm like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Very
and
cool.
I apologize to Chris Sabat, who's the current voice of Vegeta, who's probably had to say that all the time and say, I'm not the guy that said it that way, but
right. So he went back to 8,000. Am I right?
no, at one point, and then they did it to 9,000, but he says it a different way. That he's like, what, 9,000, and kind of it's a different version than what I did. But,
that's good. That's good.
Wow, that could
Still,
spark a wave.
So you and Karl, as director and actor, co-created an iconic.
Exactly.
Iconic.
We did
At
somehow.
a small bar, maybe?
Somehow we did. If only we could have got like just 10 cents off every T-shirt, or a
right.
ball cap, or like just.
Okay.
We would not be doing these podcasts on a beautiful Sunday afternoon. No.
Exactly.
Perhaps there is a T-shirt that needs to happen. Oh, Kenny, it says the iPad storage is full.
Oh, just hit not
look
now.
at that.
That's very bad news,
Let it not
everybody.
interrupt. what we're
Bad
up to.
news.
There
Bad
we go.
news. Oh, hey.
Oh, that's Disneymon's favorite question is to ask what your favorite Disney movie is.
What's my favorite Disney movie?
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow, my favorite Disney movie. There's a lot of Disney movies. This is.
Yeah, I think so.
You gotta dig deep.
Does the
I'm
Shaggy
gonna.
DA count?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh yeah, exactly. Herbie the Love Bug? No, I mean.
Well, that's the thing between classic and today.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
There's
it's like
there's
two worlds
so many.
almost.
I
It's like, yeah.
It's challenging because there's classic and newer versions. I think of older movies. I was at the time, and I still kind of am a massive fan when it was out of Robin Hood. I actually loved the animated Robin Hood.
Saw that in the theaters. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. And as far as the newer animated ones, I think the one that I have probably seen the most times and that sort of tugged at the heartstrings the most for me animated was The Lion King. I still think it's still one of my favorites. Beautiful animation, incredible voice cast.
The soundtrack.
And the soundtrack, it's epic. Live action, well, the list is too long. I don't know if I could even go. And then you got Marvel movies. You got them all.
It's
Yeah,
true.
Come on.
I know Disney.
Infinity War, like Disney's
Disney's a
everywhere.
bit of
What
a-
Star Wars, they own them all.
Yeah, that's right.
They're here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are a couple of my favorites. But I've seen. I don't think there's an animated Disney feature that I haven't seen. I even love some of the old wild stuff. Like I love the Black Cauldron. Even
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah,
that
yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
It's just
remember that.
that's just a great one. The Sword and the Stone.
Oh,
yeah.
Sword
You
in the
know, like there's some of those.
Stone.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
there's some really really fun ones from back in the day.
Well, then you're probably not old enough, but you remember like those like I made the reference to the Shaggy DA, but those live action sort of movies they did for kids. and-
Witch Mountain?
It's
Escape to
like-
Witch
that
Mountain?
is my favorite.
Yeah, that's a great
That
one too.
I love.
Wasn't that
Oh my
captivating?
God, that
Yeah.
captivated me so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's what's happening?
Oh well, I hit the escape button and then we get to see our
Oh,
backgrounds
Kenny
properly
was-
because.
Oh, hey,
You
okay.
guys-
That's what's
Brian
happening.
and Saffron, can you do an improv between Gohan and Yacho?
Well, actually, wait. Actually,
Hold on a second.
I have a script for us because one of our favorite people,
Yeah.
Christopher Niosi, hi
Chris.
Christopher, if
Hey.
you're here, Chris does really cool sketches and art
Yes,
for
no
us,
kidding.
and
Has been helpful quite a bit.
and he sent a scene for us. for you
Oh,
and
That's
I.
awesome. Good.
Oh, wow. Thanks for the heads up.
Well, I just got it.
Keeping it live. Okay, on the
I
brink.
just got it before I got in the car.
Rehearse.
I'm never rehearsing. Everything's a
come on.
cold read
You're
for
the
me.
king
baby.
and queen of cold. Let's go.
I love cold reads. I live for this shit.
Oh, wow. This little scene. Okay. On the brink of death, even. Jeez,
Okay.
Chris, it's like 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning. I gotta get, like, emotionally, how am I gonna get there? Okay, are we ready?
Yeah.
We got it all put together? Okay.
I'm just gonna respond.
OG Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z with OG Gohan from Dragon Ball Z. And we begin. Damn it! To think I would be this useless in the final battle. Me, Vegeta, the Crown Prince of Saiyans. I'm sorry, Gohan. Truly.
Vegeta just apologized? It's because he knows we've lost. We tried our best and it wasn't good enough. And
Actually, I take that apology back. I will never apologize to you, Gohan. Your father is a fool. Ah!
So what? Then we would like Brian. We should see what Karl thinks as far as like I don't even know if we had the context right. Like, is he?
Yeah, I think we had a bit too much Gohan in the first one, a bit more Gohan. I think we.
Yeah, a little Gohan. Gohan, true
Okay.
Gohan.
The continuity.
You got the second one.
Yeah, continuity.
Second
Nice
one
tweet.
happened.
And
Nice
probably,
tweet, right?
it has been almost 30 years, so I probably got to pitch up the original.
I wasn't sure like how old we were at that point. You know, like
That was an
our
executive
process.
decision.
No, you're,
Yeah.
I
I'm
went
the
a
same
little
age,
lower
yeah.
than my youngest one. Like, where are we? Is this like?
Well, he was on. It's a. Oh, wait a minute. What's this part here? In case you want another never before heard monologue to do with Brian. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then I
case.
Well,
asked.
there it is.
Found
Keep
some
them
more.
coming. We're here all day.
Let's keep
And
right
just by the way, the union rate for that will be sending you an invoice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
send you an invoice. The buyout's not bad.
I hear it escalated, so let's cross
And
our
then
fingers.
I did say, what about Brian Dobson? Why doesn't Boo have a line in that scene?
Oh,
And then-
well.
And then
Yeah.
Chris Niosi wrote back, F it, Brian can just pretend to be Cell laughing evilly. We never figured out who did the Kai version of Cell. Unless Karl pulled off a miracle and found some casting stuff from
Right,
IPP.
not yet,
Is
but yeah.
that the bone and throne?
Yeah, not
okay,
yet.
I get it. It's fine.
So, so Boo.
For you.
Boo.
Boo. For you.
Did you spend more time as Boo in the little kid sounding voice?
I think Kid Boo.
Could be it was not you.
Well, it is actually.
Is
yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Who did
Yeah.
Scott do?
I did all the Boo. He did the Fat Boo.
Oh, baby Boo, like that. Oh, okay,
The
okay.
cute
you
and
did
cuddly
get-
one.
Okay.
Boo, I think I did more, if I hold correct, to Super Boo
Yeah.
than Kid Boo, but there was a lot of Boo. And then the crazy thing is when he would turn himself into his own army.
Yeah,
the first
yeah,
time
yeah.
that happened, and I was just like, I'm just doing one of them. They're like, oh no, you'll need to do at least 30.
You're doing all of them.
Well, that's
Yeah.
what
Every
they
Boo.
thought they'd give me a heart attack out of the gate, but they did. I did about 5 to 6 different things, and then they
Right.
took that and made it into an army. And
Yeah.
Wow.
Did you ever lose your voice on this show? This is the one show.
Well, it had to be
Oh,
pushed to Friday, so there was 2 days of healing. Remember that? Because
Yeah.
when we first started doing this, I mean, it wasn't like broken down into lines. It was paragraphs. You had beep, beep, beep. Get through all of that,
Yeah.
and hope you make it at the end. So we
Yeah,
had
there's
to
some
move
long-
it to Fridays for the
Yeah.
healing pattern.
Well, and
because
when we
of
originally
Streamily.
started, a lot of people probably watching know we our agreements, our union agreement, we were not paid for what's called walla, which is just considered to be sounds when you're making sounds and noises,
Right.
Or screams.
and at that point,
Yeah.
that it didn't really mean much in most shows. You'd just say it's the odd thing you'd make, what, and it wasn't a big deal.
maybe a-
Dragon Ball Z, however,
Another story.
there was tons of
Reactions.
reactions and
Powering
acting
up.
involved that was not considered words, and that actually sort of shut things down for a while because the actors were like,
So taxing.
We cannot
It was
do
the hard part.
Yeah.
2 hours of screaming and then have 8 lines and go home with $40 and no voice.
Yeah.
Because we got paid only for the lines. We didn't
So
get paid
true.
for the
Or by
screaming.
the hour. Wouldn't it work out?
No, there was no by the hour. Then.
Oh, really?
But that's
There
how
wasn't
it
a minimum.
happened.
There's a
By
minimum
line
now.
rate.
There
There was no minimum.
I didn't even know that.
No, it was just, it was,
Yeah. Because we
I thought there
were
always was an
lines.
hourly rate.
we were
I don't
properly
think so.
shredded.
Yeah.
I think that came
Oh,
about
man.
around that.
It was around that time when,
Yeah.
when they changed Wall and it said, no, these are actually performance lines. They count as a line. And it made it actually much more financially viable to do that kind of work. And, you could protect yourself because you realized you could do all that screaming and still actually get paid for it as opposed to scream for
Yeah.
nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And,
screaming but nothing.
I still remember to this day it was a session with with Karl, and Barry Watson was there, and I still remember him. Remember him offering me like about a thing of donuts this big. And he said, if you can hold it, because we couldn't really loop at that time and connect it, and it was a power up scream that was just flying through the air going, yeah, and as long as I could, and it was really long.
Yeah.
And he wanted me to get from the beginning to the end in one take, and I had to do it like 5 times, and my voice was just trashed.
Yes.
He said, I'll give you these donuts if you can get to the end, right? And you guys were like eating donuts on the other side of the glass, and I was like,
Waving the
I
Bible.
don't care. But I went out for dinner that night with my wife and family, and I remember writing I couldn't order. I was
Oh no.
on paper. It was gone. It
Sign
was
language.
Nothing there.
Yeah.
That was the first time I was like, I yelled so much that it's disappeared.
Well, I remember. I don't know if it was you. I think it might have been Mike. There was his character. He had. I remember the script.
Dobson?
It showed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it showed. The line was "power up yell continues over cuts." So when you see that continues over cuts, that's, that's concerning.
Yeah.
And what it was on page
Not one cut.
on page 6 it
All the
was
way.
power up yell continues until next line. Flip over to the page, next line. Powers up even louder, continues to the next line. Flip over. It was just continuous from page to page underneath all the dialogue.
Underneath everybody
And it
else's
was like-
lines, yeah.
And if you didn't sort of start in the right spot,
Yeah.
you
You didn't
go
leave any room,
There's nowhere to go, and then let's do it again, but start it a little lower because there's nowhere at the end.
And
Exactly.
if you say you
100%.
you're in the middle of one of those long stretches and like your voice cracks, crap, do it again.
It was over.
Yeah, yeah.
But remember, they had the hard cutoff point because it got to the point where the only way they could tape it is if you were
Yeah,
beep,
yeah,
beep,
yeah.
beep. And you'd literally catch on to exactly that same volume on the beginning of
Just
the take.
nuts, yeah.
Because there were moments where Kirby and I were tearing mountains apart and throwing them at
As you
each
do.
other for and
Yeah.
that was the problem, is that we couldn't have the longevity to literally scream for 6 minutes.
Every Dragon Ball actor I've ever met, from
Oh,
Ocean to all the Funimation, anyone who's done it is just like, God damn, the screaming.
Yeah.
The screaming.
Yeah, I refer
hands
It's
down.
crazy.
I refer to
It's
the
crazy.
Dragon Ball alumni.
Yeah.
Then there's a certain batch of people who just knew those characters who just had to learn how to scream, and they're they're the kings of it.
Yeah.
And queens.
There's no
You
way
had
I
your
would have
share,
done
too.
what
Oh,
I
my
did.
God.
You had more than your share.
Oh,
Yeah, there's no way I would have, because we were quite young doing that work, and you're newer to it. You want to get the gig and keep the gig, and you're just pushing, probably for not thinking about. I can't ruin my voice as a 25-year-old.
Yeah.
It'd never
80%
work
rule.
again. But there was no way. I was just there's some people who knew to maybe hold back, but I just didn't. And I listened back, like, what was I thinking? But it really made for a pretty epic show when it dropped, because I run into so many people who go, I was so scared. Like when I'd hear Vegeta come on, see when he was going after Gohan, we had a sequence, this one, You Won't Escape My Wrath, right here, where Gohan fools Vegeta, and he's actually hiding a Dragon Ball that he has.
love
He
that
didn't know.
scene. I
And
love
I
that
blast
scene.
out of the water and go after him, and people mention it all the time. It's like, I was so scared for Gohan. You were so scary. I thought you were going to kill him. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's the idea.
And the thing is,
Mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Totally. And right before it, Gohan's like, but he didn't get the Dragon Balls. Like that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then,
thing with the screams, though, you kind of, I mean, and I know Barry Watson as the producer really pushed.
He pushed him.
But when you, like, if you hadn't gone as hard as you guys did, it wouldn't have had the impact.
Yeah.
You know,
No.
he's right. Like, in
that
a way,
was energy.
Well, the
Like,
way it
it's
was
really-
animated, it had to have that power.
You kind of have to go there.
Yeah, I know. You look at
Otherwise, we'd sort of come across as
you look at a visual like this, that face,
Yeah.
and you just think he's just fuming and his mouth is wide open. It's like you can't just go like it's got to be livid.
It's got to be
And-
there. Thank you, Mr. Toriyama.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. It's
Yeah.
he had
Next level.
The
Next
characters were just were something else to do, and we didn't even know we were doing. We were starting
No,
it.
and that
this is-
energy was established by the Japanese cast when we listened to it.
Yeah.
We were like, what?
Like,
Yes.
what are they doing?
They
Yeah.
are.
yeah.
Some of the bone-splitting streams that were laid, and they would be like, okay, this is what you got. And it's just like, well, I guess there's a bar to meet here. And you couldn't go beneath it. That's the last thing you want to do on a
No,
top.
yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
that. So it became this challenge of really being able to have the longevity, get through a session,
Yeah.
and have something left in the tank for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
You know, Knucklehead Rob really wants to know if Drummond could say, as Dr. Eggman, I hate that hedgehog.
Ooh.
So who's Dr. Eggman?
Oh,
Eggman,
this
Sonic
is
the
huge.
Hedgehog.
Eggman, not
Yes,
Eggman.
that's a new Sonic Prime series. I play Eggman
I
in
am
Sonic
the
Prime.
Monstrous. Yeah.
Kind of big.
Kind of a big
I
deal.
know it's not a Dragon Ball thing or anime, but yes, Eggman has been a blast to do. I really look forward to working on that series. We did all that recording during COVID, so it was all just one person at a time. I never actually worked ever with a single other cast member for all 3 seasons of it we did, which all 3 are available on Netflix right
Different
now.
monster
Amazing.
altogether
Very
doing
fun.
it that way.
But what did they want me to say? Not
I
that,
hate that hedgehog.
Oh, well. Eggman sounds like this. I hate that hedgehog! That blue rodent, when I get my hands on him, I'll crush his blue furry little head. Maybe something like that? I don't know, that's what it sounds like.
Eggman is a brute.
He's a brute. He's a bad boy. And I love that because there's an alternate universe where there's 5 more Eggman, from a baby Eggman, a teen Eggman, like a college
Nice.
one, a really old one, and a sort of receding hairline one. I played a couple of them, and Vincent Tong played the other 3. And it was so fun to play these alternate universe versions as well as the
No
regular one.
kidding.
But it's fun. If you haven't
Yeah,
seen
that's
Sonic
it.
Prime,
Yeah.
it's actually a blast.
Sounds
Animated by
great.
Wild Brain here in Vancouver, and it looks amazing. Really,
Go
really
Wild
great.
Brain.
Yeah.
So someone's asking whether you had lots of fun doing Skullman EXE and Heatman EXE and Mega Man and T Warrior.
Warriors, yeah, I got to do it. You directed
What
all
a
that
great
stuff, didn't
show.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, Skullman, Heatman. I think I played Snake Man, Whale Man.
Oh, wow.
Man,
That's a good memory.
there was lots of them, but
Lots of them.
that was a great series because every time you'd show up,
Yeah.
it'd be a different one. We got to dig out the refs.
What do we
does
got?
this
What do you
guy
got for
sound
this?
like?
Yeah,
and then you have to hope that one of your guys, like I think Heatman and Snake Man, might have sounded a bit similar. Please don't be in a scene together.
No,
Yeah.
please don't
I know,
Please don't be
right?
talking to each other, right?
Oh
You
my
never think
gosh.
they
Yeah,
are, but
yeah.
I had a blast doing that one. It was a
Great show.
series. Yeah,
Great
a
show.
really great show. Really fun to work on, and of course it's Mega Man. When you get to do a show that's already got a history
Yeah.
and a fan base, you want to do the best for it. That's what I was probably the most scared actually I've ever been in. I've been at this for a while, so I don't get as nervous as I used to be. But when I did my first episode of Eggman in Sonic Prime, I was the most nervous working on that series because they had a really established voice of Eggman for the past 20 years. This was the first change in quite a while, was for this specific series, Sonic Prime. And it has a multi-millions of people fan base with all the movies, the Jim Carrey movies and all the games and the series, much so more than it did when I played Knuckles a long time ago in Sonic Underground, but that was 20 plus years ago. So I was like, I really want to make sure that this is a real nod to what Eggman's supposed to sound like, but I'm not copying what he actually does sound like. It's got to have a flavor of my own, but still, make it that I'm happy doing it and the fan base was too. And everybody seemed to be okay with it. I was waiting for when the first episodes came down.
Yeah.
What's with Eggman? He sucks.
Right.
But most people were very supportive about it. So, thank you.
Yeah. Like back when we were making Dragon Ball Z, we had no idea what anybody thought of anything. Like
Well, yeah, right.
No, you didn't
internet
even
was
think of the
just
show. Yeah.
coming to life.
No,
So
it's
Because
just
it
we
took a
a
while
baby.
till it
No idea.
between when you recorded and then when it finally.
Yeah, it took a
Well,
while.
yeah, this is a show that's a show that likely would not have moved had it been a show we were recording in this day and age.
Right.
Because fan base, all the youngsters the children that watched that show that were 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, racing home to catch it when it showed up at 4:30 and it was on cable and they could watch it. When the voices changed, they were like, what do they do in 2001 or whatever when that happens?
Yeah.
Or 2000, or maybe it was in 1999. I can't remember what it was.
was
Do
later,
they
I think.
write a letter to Cartoon Network or Toonami? Or
Right,
whatever?
yeah.
Like they said we had no outlet.
Yeah.
Whereas now you'd have millions of fans
Right.
and be like, you can't friggin' change the voices. Like it would be
Yeah.
a pretty big
More
event.
immediate response.
Immediate response by millions of people. Just like right now, you would not touch changing the great voices that they have for these characters now
Exactly.
because they're solidified and the fan base would be livid about
Because
it.
the fan base can communicate.
Yeah, they can. Like immediately,
Oh,
directly
yeah, for
to
sure.
to Funimation, to Sony, to whoever.
Yeah.
You can have that conversation right away. Whereas it just didn't exist at the time.
Yeah.
Which is kind of good in a way, but kind of not great in that it changed. But it's it's immediate, which is really different.
Well, we
for
would
us
have
now.
loved to have had you guys fight for our characters, for our voices. That would have been so big. You guys, if you guys were around when we were doing, oh my God,
Yeah.
Oh, we got more
we'd be
questions
protected.
here.
It just keeps coming.
I have a question for Mr. Drummond. Can I please have a shout out from Zex McKees from Gun and Wing and Endless Wall, special edition movie for my 19th birthday? It was in late January. Thanks. Oh,
Johan
wow.
has been riding that birthday for several months. I like that you admit that it was
Wow,
January.
similar
Yeah,
last.
yeah,
So,
I'm
Because
impressed.
we'll
and
keep
look at he's
celebrating.
right by his girlfriend Noin here from Zex Merkees from Gun and
right.
Wing. Happy birthday from Miliardo Peacecraft, otherwise known as Zex Merkees, to you. What was the name again? David.
That was Jovan. That was Jovan.
Jovan.
Oh, that was Jovan. Oh, so we moved on. That was
Jovan,
Jovan.
yeah.
There it
That's
is.
okay,
Yeah.
that's
We
okay.
shifted ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday to you, man. That was a great. Endless Waltz was a great
It
film to
was
be a part
lovely.
of. But
I have a print. You know, you guys, I have a print, and if you go to streamily.com/anime time machine, there's a print that Brian and I are both pictured in
Oh.
as our characters.
Oh, nice.
I have it.
That was a pretty
Very
wild
cool.
series to work on because I was doing Dragon Ball Z at the same time.
I know.
And it was such a voice trashing
was
show.
nutso.
It was nice to do Zex, who was chill. Oh, who was chill and he rarely lost his cool. So there was only a few sort of over the top type sequences.
Zex was so composed.
Yeah.
And so I followed suit with Noin.
Yeah.
And that because also they weren't moving their mouths like very much. So
Yeah.
it was all very subtle.
Conversational
like,
and.
visually, so we kind of kept
Did you
it.
direct that one? You directed that one too, didn't you? Gun and Wing?
No.
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 I feel like you had a Gundam moment.
Frickin' James.
Oh, James.
did Gundam
All the
Wing.
Gundam stuff. Because, see, I think he did the first one, and then it was, I think they sort of...
Kept the
he
Gundams?
did the other one. Let's let him do the next
Rob
one. I
did
just remember.
one.
Did he?
Rob did one.
Did some, maybe. Yeah, but there was
Arr,
I always had to get explained what's happening because you'd show up and it was so political. It's like, okay, which side is Zex on now?
Yeah.
What's happening
Oh, yeah.
with Zex now? Is he with the Gundams, against
Yeah,
the Gundams?
the
What's going on
alliances.
with Noin? What's going on with
Yeah.
the sister? The other, like it,
Yeah.
but it was interesting because it was very different than something like Dragon Ball Z, which was fight, and not
It was
nearly
very
as
good for
political.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, to participate in something like that, and then they moved on to some great stuff with Gundam Seed and Gundam 00, like lots of, because it was Gundam madness.
Yeah.
At
No
Ocean
kidding.
Studios for a while,
Yeah.
right? Everyone was just like another Gundam one, and we got to play a number of
Yeah.
features.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember
And it's
being
still
aware
hot.
of it from the other room next door.
Right.
You know, next door. Down the hall.
Where you were doing Dragon
Something
Ball Z.
else. Yeah.
Right. Another question for Bri.
Yeah.
David Benzengi, who's chiming in from Tanzania, I believe David. is.
Tanzania.
I know.
When the
Could you say hi
powers-
to me as Cruddy from Fat Dog Mendoza?
Oh.
Wow. Oh, look at this. So, but this one says, can you say this as Knuckles
I know.
from Sonic Underground?
And that's from David as well.
I can't go chasing
He's-
all
he's
over
doubling down.
Mobius. I got to take care of my own people. Oh wow! So Sonic Underground was my first experience with the Sonic series, and that was way back in early 2000. And believe it or not, Sonic was played by the incredible performer Jaleel White. He played Sonic and Manic and Sonya. They pitched his voice to play Sonya.
Wow.
And it was pretty fun. Knuckles wasn't in a ton of it, but he was in enough of it. Gary Chalk was in it. There was a bunch of great. Maurice LaMarche, some great performances.
Maurice.
And that one was back when I was doing much higher pitched characters.
Oh, yeah.
But Knuckles, he sounded kind of like this. I can't go chasing Oliver Mobius. I gotta take care of my own people.
And now I'm much more the shape of Eggman, so they changed. Yeah, it's typecasting. I don't know what's happening.
Speaking of shapes, we actually have a craft to do today, you guys. And
Look at this.
Get
we
out.
need your help, so please invite your friends to also follow this live. And you can put little hearts in the chat, and that helps people know to see
I'm
us.
putting a heart in my own chat.
We have
party.
Inuyasha Fanboy, our friend, made a very special 3D cookie cutter in the shape of Gohan, and I thought it would be a perfect tribute to Akira Toriyama for us to decorate some Gohan cookies made with Nathan's 3D
Cookie cutter.
printed cookie cutter that
And then
he
auction them off?
created. So here's the cookie cutter. Oh, it's got some cookie on it.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Uh-huh.
Oh, that must
As
have
it
been
should.
really something else to try and make those cookies.
It was really hard.
Oh, there's lots of little intricate little
the feet
pieces
kept
on it. Let's see.
falling off, and so some of these cookies it have to be Gohan in his power with his power around him.
Oh yeah,
because
I like
Because
that.
it's go blob.
it just blobbed.
I like that. That's good. That's an aura. Yeah.
Can you guys see that?
I don't know what it is, but they smell delicious, and I just want to eat one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah.
we've got.
Oh, we can see it. Yeah, it's picking up.
We've all got some icing,
Okay.
and we need paper towels. Oh.
Oh, okay. Here, let me get
We
you.
just need to be able.
I'll
to
be right
I
back.
don't want to ruin your table. So you guys, we're gonna have a contest for who decorates the best cookie.
Whoa.
While we're, oh yeah, and you guys are gonna
Contest.
judge.
Have a paper towel.
Of course, we need judges.
Oh man!
But first, we'll all. Here you go. Thank you.
Cookie
First we
cutting,
will
cookie
share-
decorating. And when does
share
cookie
that
eating
take a
happen?
couple
That's what
of them,
I'm.
or a few of
Exactly.
them.
We
I want
can
the
do
orange.
it.
Actually
Cut if you
do
want to.
some-
Just say, well,
You don't want the blobs? Oh,
I like
come
the
on,
orange.
guys.
I'll take a blob.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that's
Can I
sort
take
of
three?
a blob. Of course you can.
Okay.
We need to.
I want one
decorate
that
all
looks
of
like it's
these.
going to be real easy to decorate. Like it's not going to be that one.
Yeah.
And I need one
try
just
this guy.
for eating.
Yeah. You
Yeah, this
need-
one can't be decorated. Oh.
Oh, no.
oh, yeah, you can't get away with that one.
Okay, you can take more. That's actually a good one.
Ooh.
You can't eat that one. You
So-
can eat that one.
Man,
Which one? This one? Okay. I'll eat a blob. Oh.
Oh, what just happened? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to take a sword.
I know.
You
That's
guys,
right. I don't want to decorate any of these. I
their
just
feet were
want to
falling
eat.
off. I was almost crying this
These are
morning
really
while I
good.
was baking them.
Mm.
Well, talk to Pillsbury about that because I was going to make like a special not rising very much.
Oh, hey, hold on.
Cookie dough,
I'm gonna take. I need more cookies. I think I've only got one here. I just realized that.
No, you should have
multiple,
three.
Those better be coming back this way.
They're coming
And
back now.
Kenny will decorate one on the break. And then
All right, I'm going to
like
attempt this.
so while we're working on our cookies, did you have more fun voicing Aiden in Card Captors or Renkotsu in Inuyasha?
Wow, that's a good question. Aiden and Card Captors or Renkotsu, they couldn't possibly be more different. So Renkotsu was one of the band of 7 in Inuyasha. Definitely not a particularly good guy, but more fun. I always like playing kind of more intricate characters or characters that might seem to have a little bit more of a history. So I might say Renkotsu. Aiden Avalon in Card Captors was great, but he was just the dad, so he would always be bye, see ya, have a good day. Right, he was at home
Just
in
doing that,
an
yeah.
apron, making breakfast and not being that involved in the adventures of the series. So I would probably say, as far as more fun is concerned, maybe Renkotsu. That's going to be my answer there. Wow, look at
Renkotsu, yeah.
does it look? It would be bad if it looks like Gohan has a bowl cut. That's
No, it's
probably
okay.
not
We're
gonna
doing what we can.
Yeah.
Nathan, I hope that you're proud of us because we are
We're attempting.
working with your. I love the. I think the cookie cutter might need to be a bit bigger, and maybe deeper. So next time you're at a 3D printer. Okay. Back when you were doing work for Westwood Studios, were you having to do Project Arms and DBZ at the same time?
Yes, I think so.
Simultaneously.
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
that was from Nathan Munson, and he said, because I know
Oh, hey, Nathan.
Hayato Shingu
Naughty Nate.
had just as much yelling and raging as Vegeta. Oh!
He did. Yeah, he did. So I think I just kind of got labeled as I could do that type of screaming, and
No.
it all worked out. So we were doing them at the same time. I don't think there was quite as much with Hayato because there's a little less sort of power-ups maybe as there are in Dragon Ball Z, but there was a lot of battle sequences, and yeah, we were doing them at the same time
Uh-oh.
at Westwood, and it was rough.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
rough.
yeah, that's tough. Like, what are you supposed to do? I mean, guys, the cookies aren't going amazing, but they're fun.
They taste good.
They do taste good. I wish you guys could. We should send you cookies. Oh, that would be great. We'll
Can you
all
send-
send you our cookies.
Can you send cookies through?
Cookies
Instagram?
in?
I don't think so.
No,
Dot
no,
.ca?
you'd have to mail them. That would be hard. So
I'm missing an arm here, so I don't know how to make
So, Chris Neosi is saying, oh, by the way, Karl just did an episode of Chris Neosi's podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh, right.
awesome.
I just saw it was up yesterday.
You need some red because I have
I do
red.
need red.
It was a lot of fun doing that too.
Yeah. So what did you guys talk about?
You talked about you exclusively.
Get lost. Did you talk about any forbidden topics that you would never discuss, and then
Naughty
made you
things?
talk about them?
Mostly you.
Forbidden
Karl.
topics.
You know, like what's in the vault that says magnetic tape, do not open.
I mean, I could tell you the answer to that, but I'd have to kill you.
But you would have to kill, wouldn't you? Part of the product.
That's crazy.
At the studio, at Ocean Studios, as one of the main 2 recording rooms in the booth, they had a little storage shelf, and because at one point there was some tapes in there, and there was a
You
sign.
mean there's not? Aren't there?
There might be. I haven't looked in there. I mean, I don't know. But there was a sign up for years. Magnetic devices. What did it say? Do not
touch. Like do not open.
Yeah,
like,
no magnetic devices, something like that, because you gonna walk in with your portable degausser.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, of course. That's so funny.
Yeah.
So you guys should go to, not right now, stay right where you are.
Yeah.
But later, check out Chris Niosi's YouTube channel, and you can see Karl's episode. And it sounds like you guys spent a long time.
It was a fair while.
Yeah, you guys had a
Chris is a
chunky
very
discussion.
good interviewer.
I know. Chris is a really good
I think
interviewer.
the concerning part is I think he's far more interesting than me, but anyway.
Well, I think you've got some lived experience that he was probably able to
Yeah.
bring forth through that. Do you remember doing any Inuyasha voices?
Do you?
We just talked about one, right? Oh, this one?
This one's too...
I know.
I need specific.
Look what happened on mine.
Yeah, I need the...
This is not going great. I think the guys,
Children are making these things
guys
here.
are, you've got your phone out. He's actually looking at a picture. That is so smart. Not me. No, I'm just freestyling.
Freestyle.
This looks like somebody's mother.
Come on, that's looking pretty close.
That's amazing.
That's like, there we go.
that's so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa,
Come
right
on.
guy.
That's not terrible. That's not terrible.
My
thought-
guy's in training.
He's just
I thought I
showing
was
off
doing
now.
well, but it's not as good.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Look
okay,
at
okay,
Cow.
okay.
Carl.
You guys
Yeah.
are good.
That's just a little more...
Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Okay, we'll flip around.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's. I'm gonna eat it really quickly here. So
You could probably do a good Vegeta as well with this blob form.
yeah, I probably could. We need yellow and blue.
Yeah.
We don't have any yellow, but we do have the blue.
So what was the question that I missed? You have a question? Do you remember voicing Andrew? Brian, any new memories to share of DBZ Kai also?
Yeah. Oh.
Kai.
Chris
Oh,
was-
hey, that's Chris from Mr. Over 9000 himself. Chris's roommate, at least it was when I did an interview with Chris,
Yeah.
is the person who created the Over 9000 meme.
Wow.
Basically, by way back in the days when he
That's
made
cool.
a YouTube video and spliced all this stuff together, and I had a conversation with him last time we did our interview, and it was wild. The man himself. And look
is
at now,
cool.
he's clearly called Mr. Over 9000. I have a question for Mr. Drummond. Do you remember voicing Andrew Waldfed from Mobile Suit Gundam Seed by any chance? I do. Yeah, he's actually, there's a picture of him, I think, on one of my posters when I go to conventions. That was fun. It was nice to get back to another Gundam series.
Yeah.
And Andrew Waldfeld wasn't the central character in that one, so it was nice to still be able to participate.
When's your next convention? Where are you going?
I am off to Alabama, an expo in Huntsville,
cool.
Alabama next weekend. So a week today, that's where I'll
Wow.
be. And 2 weeks from this weekend, I'm in Chicago for
Oh, fun.
C2E2, which is one of the big ones. Very a big event. So I'm looking forward to that one too. But that's where I'll be
Yeah.
in the next couple of months. Some other stuff in May, but
Groovy.
those are the close ones around the corner. They're going to be fun.
Yeah, that's very cool.
Saffron and Brian, can you do a scene from Monster Rancher with Genki and Tiger of the Wind? You didn't play Genki, but I thought Andrew.
Andrew, yeah.
Andrew played
Who's
Genki.
Andrew?
Francis.
You were, what was your... crap.
He was a wolf.
Was
a blue
that,
wolf.
Was that Pixie?
Named
Yeah,
Tiger of the
Pixie,
Wind.
thank you.
That was Pixie.
That's
Oh,
trying to remember.
I was like, hey, kid, like that. She thought she was pretty cute.
Thank you.
You're all sexy and shit.
Sexy and bikini'd and...
Yeah.
Were you?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's great.
And we're not talking about her character. We're talking about it's like, Saffron,
In
it's
the
January. What are you
studio.
doing?
In recording studio.
Yeah. You're gonna, yeah. 8-hour days in a bikini in the studio.
Mr. Drummond, much like I said to Brent Miller, and Brian, many other Armada and Unicron trilogy, thank you for being part of my childhood. Your take on Blur will always be my favorite. Oh, that's
Aw.
cool. Thank you.
That's
yeah,
great.
I got to do so many cool voices in the Unicron trilogy. Blur and Jetfire and Shock Blast. But Blur was fun. Thank you for that, and I appreciate you watching that one all over the years. I can't believe how many people come up even at
I
conventions
know.
and talk about some of those shows that sometimes we're just banging them out and having fun doing them, but not knowing sort of the audience that it gets to.
Are they landing?
Exactly,
Are
that
they-
it would reach you guys like
Yeah.
that is so
Yeah.
cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, can you
Oh,
see?
it's getting better. Yeah, that one's looking pretty
This
good.
one's good, but
Yeah,
you
that
know
one's
why?
pretty
Because
good.
I'm looking at your phone.
Oh, see, it helps. It helps. I had to bring up an image because I'm not that aware of exactly how
Yeah.
This is
going
crazy.
on looks. Oh, watch
So-
your sleeves. I'm running in there.
TFA says, thank you for being a part of my childhood, sir. Your take on Blur will always be my favorite. You already saw that, didn't you? That is really cool.
Do you have any Transformers prints for sale? Oh, I don't think I do. I don't get asked for them enough print-wise that I haven't done them. I think I should do a
feel
Unicron
like it's-
trilogy one that has a bunch of the characters. The only one I do have at home, and he was my first Transformer that I ever played, was in the, I believe it was in the 90s when he did it, late 90s maybe, or maybe it was early 2000s.
Yeah.
Beast Machines. I played Jetstorm on Beast Machines, and that's the only print I do believe I have. Yeah, and that was my first introduction into the world of Transformers.
And
Was that from
Brian-
David?
Brian Dobson's also a Transformer. Like, you guys should probably...
Oh, I do have Transformer prints if
You do,
someone's
yeah,
interested.
you guys should have
Just
those.
saying.
Yeah,
For sure, because
you do,
people
hey?
love Transformers.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
They really do. So...
Can you say this as Toby from Puka? No, I wasn't.
Oh,
Puka.
Puka.
No, I wasn't Toby from Puka. If there's one thing that makes my stomach turn more than Garrow, it's Garrow playing stupid
What?
Airwho. I played Garrow in Puka, so that was
He was great. He
Yeah.
was trying to fight away all that love from Puka.
yeah. I think
Day
it was
after day.
Lee Tokar who played
You're absolutely right.
Toby.
Yeah.
He actually had to say words. I didn't say a single word in.
Not a bloody word.
Really?
No. He was just. It was all running and noises. Me and Tabitha.
Oh, it was- no, yeah.
Tabitha played Puka and I played Garrow, and it was all just
How fast it
You know,
was.
just
Like,
trying
the
to-
breathing
the
patterns.
breathing patterns and the fighting.
It's like a little dog almost. It was.
yeah, so I don't have that.
Interesting.
That was an excellent character. I did enjoy that quite a bit. I've been redubbed now on that series.
Have you?
Oh, a few of us have. But remember what I was Uncle Dumpling.
Oh yes.
Yes.
And then you went?
No. Who are all the uncles?
Well,
You and
Paul
Mike.
ended up getting replaced, and then Mike was still one, and then Dale
Right.
Wilson
Dale
was
Wilson.
the other. And he played the cop too, which was just so well done. Okay, here we go. Here's one.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
You
Okay,
got
that's
that
pretty good.
there.
And
I
we
got
eat it
this
before
guy,
everybody sees how terrible it looks.
and then I got this guy here. Yeah,
All you guys are listening to is munching.
and I
I
got this
know.
guy
I
here.
wish you guys had cookies.
And this one's doing a bit of a
that
power
way,
up.
too.
There we go.
That would have been the best thing is if we sent you all cookies first. Who was your favorite TF voice to do? Armada Blur, Energen Shock Blast, Cybertron Jetfire, or Cybertron Jolt?
Yeah. That's tough. They're all pretty fun. I think I enjoyed doing Jetfire, probably because they let me do a bad Australian accent. I don't know why they wanted to be Australian, but that was the choice they went with. And so Jetfire sort of talked like this.
Jetfire.
And
Grit to him, maybe?
a little bit of grit. And it was different than some of the other things I was doing. So I think I enjoyed... he sort of stood out to me with one of the characters that I got to do. Shock Blast and Blur were big badasses and pretty tough guys, which I had done a fair bit to that point. So they were a little more easy to access and maybe not quite as memorable for me to do because I've done a lot of roles like that one. So I think Jetfire probably stands
Jetfire.
out.
Jetfire it is.
Yeah, Jetfire.
We're going to go
Boom.
with Jetfire.
Boom.
Jetfire. Have you guys heard from Scott McNeil? We love Scott McNeil.
I just worked with him.
What?
No way.
Well, it was more of a sorry. I saw him in the studio, and it was a handshake as he went in to do his part on the show.
Oh, wow.
Aw.
Amazing. I haven't seen Scotty forever.
I hadn't either, and it
That's
was
so
great because we got that
cool.
crazy little handshake, and he remembered all that, and we just kind of jumped into it. And good to see Scotty. He's looking good. Looking good.
Yeah, we need to drag him out to some conventions because I get asked about it
Yeah.
all the
Big
time.
time.
We'll do ask
I
him
don't know.
after
I don't know
the
why
Scott
he's
Man.
not, but they're like, "Where's McNeil? Where's
I know.
Scott? Where's Scott?"
He was a monster on the scene, and still
Yeah.
could be. So
Yeah.
I remember, I'll never forget Anime North with him standing on a chair and taking his shirt off for the ladies.
Scotty.
And they all yelled.
Maybe that's why he wasn't invited. No.
I think that's why he was. I think that's why he was hot on the scene. He was willing to give it up. Willing to give it up.
Okay.
What was one of the funniest scripts you've ever read from one show you did? Oh, wow.
Oh.
You know what? Some of my funniest scripts I'm reading on a show I'm on right now, but I cannot tell you about.
Don't you love
Does
that?
it start with
it
leg?
is.
Does it start with leg?
Give us initials.
I can't say anything. I will be in too much trouble if I say anything. But
Don't say anything.
there are some very funny scripts.
Yes.
Yeah, lots of hilarious scripts that are happening right now.
We appreciate that.
Yeah, well, and comedy is something we don't as often get to do. There's lots of action shows we do
Yeah.
up here, and then lots of preschool shows that get done up here. So the comedy is funny, but for 4-year-olds, right? So
It's nice when something
different.
comes that you can actually bite into.
Yeah,
and
you
you're
can bite into it,
genuinely
and
laugh.
it's actually
Yeah.
hilarious. Right?
Good writing
I
goes a
got
long
to
way.
one that I could talk about that was more of an adult-oriented. We did 4 seasons of Corner Gas animated up here.
Oh, yeah.
Of course.
When
yeah.
you
Yeah.
a very famous Canadian TV series live action, which they did like almost 10 seasons of. But then they got an animated series, which is quite fun.
Yeah.
And there was some great comedy in that because Brent Butt, one of the co-creators and star of the series, he's a great Canadian stand-up comic, and of course one of the writers on the series as well. It was one of the few recently that we got that are just very fun to read and hilarious. And if anyone's watching on Netflix now, season 2 of Ninjago Dragons Rising just landed, and it's got a lot of great fun stuff.
I love this stuff on Ninjago. I think it's so funny.
You just had, I think Vincent in here recently, didn't he? Was
That
one of
is
his guys?
correct.
And he plays
Dr.
Kai
Tom.
on that series, and he is one of the funniest characters, Kai, on Ninjago. And I play a couple of baddies and some fun stuff on the new series, but that's a show that's probably always got great comedy. They just write it into the action, and that's why it's had legs for 14 seasons, and just there was a big write-up in Variety just recently about the new season of it.
Right.
And it's doing really well, but that's a funny one.
Hey.
But a script alone, I don't think I could remember a script. God,
No.
that's like hard to find. I actually wish I kept some of my hard copy like Dragon Ball Z scripts.
Yes.
It was all
I
hard
know,
copy back
I
then.
know.
I just kept them, my originals, like to have the original one that I said this is the one I did over 9,000 from. Right, and
I
this is
know.
it.
But
I
we
don't
We
could
had
have
no
have
those.
idea,
got
and I wish
sued.
I would have as well.
Yeah.
We'd be sued. But maybe not now because intellectual property is kind of a concept now more than
Maybe it's free and clear.
more than an actual.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Roger Monk joined the chat. Are you still here?
Hello, Roger.
Hi.
Hey.
But hey,
Yes.
Roger.
We love Roger. We
Roger Dodger.
Dodgy,
Roger, we've known Roger for a long time.
Yeah, for
catching up on these
He's a
scrolling
studio
here.
owner, and he
Dick and Roger Studio.
came up as a recording engineer, working at Little Mountain Sound,
Yeah.
recording huge bands and,
Huge bands.
and the little ladies.
Yeah, no, just incredible engineer and studio exec, and now a man of the stage.
What?
Roger, like come
Is he
on,
doing some?
Oh yes, Roger's
some
on the
live
stage,
stuff?
live
Oh
stuff
my
on
God,
stage in
that's so
Vancouver, all over the
cool.
place.
Roger,
Yeah.
yes, we've caught him. Myself and my family have caught him doing many theater performance, and
Oh, nice.
he steals the show every time.
Ah, we love Roger.
He's great.
Keep at it.
Yeah,
So somebody dared us to do a scene from Hamtar with Jingle and Oxnard.
Wow.
You know what the funny thing is?
Whoa.
I think it always comes up because it shows up on IMDb and something else that I played Jingle. I don't think I played Jingle.
Oh.
It's always on there.
Don't-
That wasn't me.
Who was? Yeah.
Was it Terry Clausen or something like that? I played a
Yeah.
character.
He was-
but
that
it
was
was
Terry.
not Jingle.
Jingle was sort of he was the Bob Dylan guy, right?
Yeah,
That was Terry,
and, and I am. It always comes up because it's been miswritten on, I don't know whether it's IMDb or Behind the Voice
One of
Actors.
those,
Sometimes means
Yeah.
Jingle, and I have to sort of correct that I didn't play him. I think I played somebody else. Maybe it was. I can't remember.
Yeah,
Pam
you were-
Beard or someone else. I wasn't. I
Pam
wasn't a
Beard.
regular on the show.
Yeah.
But I came around a few times. But it
Yeah.
was not as Jingle. So no, I can't do a
How about
scene
that?
as Jingle.
We
I wouldn't
cannot,
want to hurt
we
Terry's
cannot.
feelings that way.
Yes, so Rob did Gundam Wing and James did the ones after that. We just got Chris Neos, who just, probably a while ago told us that, and I just found
Oh,
it.
okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think James directed.
And
Gundam.
someone said, holy crap, Michael
It
Dobson.
was Rob Bakewell.
Do you know who knows
James did a
Michael
bunch of
Dobson
Gundam.
really well?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
Brian Dobson.
The cookies out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
Yeah, get after it. Hey, wait a minute. We can't have the cookies judge if you eat them.
Can you come to Kansas? I was just in Kansas.
No way.
Yeah, I was in Kansas.
What was
like-
the show? What's it called?
Was it October last year? I can't remember. Or no, it was this year. No,
How was
it was.
Kansas?
It was recently. Yeah, because there was a big Chiefs game was happening at the same time.
Right.
And Taylor Swift. People were wondering
Oh
if she
my
was
God.
going
You were
to roll
there
in
for
at the
the
same
ta-
time.
you were there
Yeah,
for
we were
the
at the
Chiefs.
hotel,
Oh
and
my gosh.
the opposing team was staying in a hotel. We saw these giants come in. We're like, oh, they were clearly staying here. They're playing the Chiefs tomorrow. But I was just in Kansas at an anime convention there recently. If Saffron, if I go to an anime convention, what do you say? I'm going to redo a Panago pizza commercial. What?
What?
What is this?
No Panago. No Panago.
With different anime cosplayers. Wow, is that
No Panago. No Panago.
David Mr. Brago? Can you say? Can you say this as Sparky? What Sparky from Hero 108? You can worry about them later. Right now, we're here to serve until you're fully recovered. Wow, Sparky.
who's that?
Sparky must have been one of the zebra type characters on that one. Weren't there twins on that one? I think that's who Sparky was. You're gonna have to tell me, but remembering his voice, I think it was also one of those higher pitched voices. It's funny when you get thrown these ones when you've
I
done
know.
like
Yeah.
thousands of roles.
I know.
Can you say is this one? I'm like, yeah, trying to remember that. I'm
Pretty sure he was up here.
Get
We just
specific.
got him one of the big dumb ones. You can worry about them later. Right now, we're here to serve until you're fully recovered.
I was the bad guy on that one. I think Sparky was one of the sidekicks, if I'm correct. Tell me if I'm not. Love that Ocean is not afraid to cast child actors like Aidan Drummond or Emily Hurst from
Yeah.
Who
Left Through Time.
Yes.
AJ Abel.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
We love it.
Yeah, my son's got to do a number of things. I think I had the most fun when a lot of people may be aware of a very famous book called The Little Prince. And I got to do a series, Karl. Didn't you direct all of it?
No.
No?
A
James?
bunch of it. Yeah.
A bunch of it.
James did a bunch.
Yeah, it was
I
a
did
it was
it
a
with
long
both you and James. I
chunk.
think.
Yeah.
But my son played the Little Prince, and I
Yeah.
played his sidekick, the Fox.
That was a fun
and that was just a great series to work on.
I played a blue lady.
A
can't remember
blue
what
I remember when I
lady.
played on
She
that
was
show.
blue.
It was in there somewhere, but
Yeah.
Her
Oh, I'm
skin
sure you
was
were.
blue. She was-
And he's done a bunch of anime as well. But
Yeah, I just worked with him a few weeks ago.
Yeah,
On
no.
a show I can't name.
He loves it.
Don't
Yeah,
talk
I think
about
he
it.
did.
No,
Was it
but a
Sword
good
and the
show.
Stranger. He did. Remember
Oh,
that one? Sword
yeah,
and the
that's
Stranger.
another-
That was a
that's
while
one of
ago.
my
I played the
favorites.
lead little kid in that one when he was
Okay.
younger.
So
Yeah.
Brian's son was also recently in a film that our friend Jack Cox, who's also an Ocean director,
Yeah.
directed, and he brought a bunch of voice actors in for it. And Aidan Drummond is one of the actors in Stickman's Hollow.
Yeah, I think he's got a small part in there, but he just had such a blast going up and filming with Cole Howard, who you probably know from a lot of anime. And who else is in it?
Jason Simpson.
Jason
Jason
Simpson's
Simpson.
in it.
Yeah.
And of course, Jack Cox, a great
Caitlin
but a
Bearstone.
ton of people
Yeah.
involved in Stickman's Hollow,
Yeah.
a spooky horror movie. So see if you can find a preview or a trailer for it
Yeah.
on YouTube and chat it up. It's going to
So
be
it's
fun.
not out yet?
No, well, I think
No.
it's probably going to be making the rounds, festival rounds.
Festival rounds.
So
Right,
this is
right.
pre-release.
Yeah,
Pre-release.
yeah,
Oh,
pre-release.
you
Stickman's
guys,
Hollow,
yeah,
yeah.
support that film. That'd be
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of your favorite voice actors are in it.
Excellent show tonight. I think the man to answer some definitive Kai questions really out of Ken Morrison. What are the chances of having him on? Kai questions. Oh, Dragon Ball Z Kai.
Ah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Ken's probably going to get
Okay,
on the podcast.
I'm sure Karl can make that happen
I
pretty
have a hard
quick.
time tracking him down in the building. Like,
Exactly. Getting him on the
Ken,
phone.
where are you?
Are you
Yeah.
Next episode. Get
We
Morrison.
all want to know what happened to Kai, and I don't have an answer for it. and,
yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
We're curious
Yeah.
too.
I know when we did the interview, that was a big thing. Chris was trying to plumb the depths of my memory.
If
which-
someone could just give us one answer, it would be great, so we could just tell what it is. Like,
Yeah.
because it's pretty bizarre to have
Yeah.
record an entire, over 100
Entire-
episodes of
yeah.
something,
It's just-
and have
it's
it
such a shame that-
disappear to the ether.
I remember
Yeah.
so many great bits from that. Like I really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
a bunch of things we brought to it that weren't there originally. Like,
Yeah.
damn, I want that to
Because
come
we were
back.
coming
It
back.
was so much
but,
fun.
Yeah, if there's any kind of maybe we'll do a Kickstarter and just do a
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah.
Blu-ray release. See if Toei is
Yeah.
open to doing it. It's just the Blu-ray
Yeah.
Ocean of Kai release. It'll be a limited, 10,000
do it.
copies. Go out and get
Exactly.
them.
Let's do it.
And all the money to charity. Come on, Toei. Like you can make this happen.
So
They're
simple.
probably all
So
in
simple.
that. They're
Yeah.
probably all
Yeah.
in that cupboard in Studio B.
Oh, they're in the
Yeah,
one, the
they're in
radiation
the-
cupboard.
So, yeah, the magnetic.
Magnetic
the
don't
don't
touch.
touch that's got like fossilized.
I
tape
guess what's
on it.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it's in there.
Okay,
Oh,
so
geez.
apparently it's been an hour here. We were going to jump into our break time, and I figured that maybe we'd come back with our judging of cookies.
Yeah, we
There.
would
Oh,
like you to
okay.
please stick around because we need lots of cookie judges. We'll probably take 5 or 10, wet our whistles. We're loving all your comments so much. I'm sorry we can't respond to everything all at once.
We'll post
could, but
a
it'll be
poll
really-
on our story.
We'll do a poll on our song. Yeah,
Yeah.
Kenny is producing this.
Oh, right.
He's got it all figured out.
So they'll see the
And
story.
we'll be coming back with a very special Akira Toriyama toast. So
Yes, we're going to toast. So if you have something you like to drink, like tea, coffee, hard liquor.
get it ready.
Hard liquor. Clearly, someone's going to Newfoundland for a convention soon. You got your hard liquor.
Hard
Hard the R's
hard
if you're going to
liquor.
Newfoundland
Yeah.
to ride the rock.
That's right.
Fun.
That's
Yeah, it'll be
right.
fun.
Yeah, Brian
right,
and
well-
I are. Yeah, we're going. You guys should come too.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe
All
we'll-
four
Everybody
of us
come. Yeah,
plus
we're doing
Kenny.
science
Yeah.
fiction on the
How big are
rock
your
in
bags?
St. John's,
Yeah.
Newfoundland.
Big enough.
Yeah.
So,
I might have to pay for them, but I don't care.
$50 we stuff Karl and Brian.
Exactly.
I might be more than 50.
Here, make it 100. We're fine.
All right, we'll see you all
Yay,
soon.
yes.
see you
Come
shortly.
back.
Hang tight, everybody.
Bye.